Hi, it's me, Ro, author of Speaking from Spirit, and here is your October 2022 energy alert. So, October is a 7 month in a 6 global year. Most of this month is going to be spent processing what we learned during the Mercury in retrograde in September. So, the Mercury in retrograde in September was all about evaluating our relationships and like which part of ourself we bring to our relationships and who is in our life and why, and is it what we want to attract, or um, is it just what we're vibrationally aligned with. Because of the seven influence, we're going to be doing a lot of soul searching this month. It's going to be one of those months where we're going to, just look inside and see, who am I, what am I, what is this all about, and do I feel like I'm on the right track, meaning right track is in the direction my soul wants to go into. We're also going to process all of that Mercury retrograde information with our soul consciousness, as opposed to just seeing it from our human self, or hopefully not our lower self. Seven energy is about coming to our spirit, and it's about reflecting on the soul level. It's where our spirit steps up front and kind of takes the reins of our life, and maybe hopefully overrides our pain bodies, our wounds, our lower ego self, even our humanness that sometimes isn't paying attention. It's a very philosophical and spiritual number, and it helps us to just see ourselves, our life from a different perspective. So, these are some questions that you might have been wondering during this Mercury in retrograde. Um, who is in my life and why? You might have looked at the quality of your relationships and decided, maybe I don't want to spend as much time with certain people and maybe I want to spend more time with other people. Sometimes there's this like letting go in relationships that actually creates room for new relationships to come in, one that's more in a right vibrational match to you. And we also look at how we relate to others. Are we always the caretaker? Are we always the giver? Are we the narcissist in the relationship? Are we the one that makes ourselves needless in relationships? Meaning I have no needs. So these were things that were upgraded last month that we're going to be processing this month and seeing through a more soulful lens. It's all designed to develop another level of self love, self compassion, and then more compassion for others. For many, this month may be a month where latent talent, skills, or abilities wake up in you, especially of the spiritual or psychic nature, meaning you discover you're more telepathic than you thought, or your dreams become very prophetic, or you you wake up a piece of yourself that you didn't know was inside of you. And that would be because your spirit is saying it's ready now to come out. You're ready now to live this part of your experience in this world. I want you to remember too that October, every October, is always a preview to the following year, meaning whatever you experience this month, whatever shows up, is going to carry over to next year. It's going to be the preview of what next year is going to look like. Like in 1995, I met my husband John, and little did I know that day that I met him was so fateful that it was, going to change my life, and this was going to be my husband for the next 25 years. And that October when we met was actually the preview to what 1996 was going to be looking like. And I didn't see it at that time, but I certainly do now. So October is always a preview. So whatever shows up is going to be prominent, or going to be continued through the following year. So you want to notice what beginnings or endings are happening, and what is also calling your attention. Like, is there an opportunity? Are you learning something new? Is there something on the horizon, maybe a new job opportunity, or maybe, you know, maybe you're looking at buying a new piece of real estate, and or moving, and that would all be coming to fruition in 2023, but it would be showing up now. Worth mentioning also is that we have Mars going retrograde in Gemini, October 30th. We're already in the setup phase till January 12th, and that is going to go until March. So Gemini is about communication and about thinking and about travel, and it's about children and how we learn. And so this retrograde in Mars is the planet of like passion and action and doing. Um, there may be some communication things that go awry, and I mean, like, you say the wrong thing, or you come off the wrong way. So you want to be really careful with this. It's going to give us a chance to address our anger, because we all got that from some time or another, where it is, what we do with it, how we act from it, how we let it affect us, and maybe how we can process that better. Because once we take our anger and turn it into passion, then we can use that for a force of good in this world. So don't exactly know what's going to happen this next few months with that. There may be a feeling of inertia for sure, but we're going to buckle in and just go for the ride as if we have any other choice. So, I would say maybe just watch your words more carefully in that time period. So, the full moon this month is in Aries. It's going to Aries. Yes, it's going to be on October 9th. And then the new moon in Scorpio is October 25th. And that is going to be a solar eclipse. And that new moon is going to create fateful new beginnings, kind of like what I was talking about with me and John. My whole life changed that day I met him, and I didn't even know it at the time. So that's what solar eclipses do. They create new beginnings, and there was a solar and lunar eclipse in those time frames when I met him. So and eclipses enhance everything, make everything bigger. So if your life is already good, expect it to get better. Now, I have 2 free library events this month, one in Roseland, New Jersey, and one in Cedar Grove. One is on the 6th, one is on the 20th. They're both mediumship demonstrations. So if you want to go to those, you could sign up through those libraries. You could get more information on this through my website, www.rosemarierubinetti.com, my whole big long name. All of my events now through 2023 are up there, so you could go and look. All the libraries are always free events. I do have some other events coming up for 2023. You can also book a private reading through there. Right now I'm booking for February 2023. You can look and check out my online spiritual community on that on my website as well. This is a great group. We meet once a month via Zoom. We do all kinds of energy work and meditation, and we talk about what's coming up for the month and how we can work it from a more spiritual perspective. So if you're wanting to work with me on a month-to-month basis, this would be the way to go. And I'm going to send an email this month on all that's coming up for 2023 in regards to the work I'm doing, or private events, or some spiritual mentoring opportunities to work with me one-on-one as well. Let's pull some cards. So we have, I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle deck today. I like this deck a lot. So we're going to ask, what is our message for, whoever is watching this, our group message for whoever is watching this. What do we need to know for October 2022? Fork in the road. Oh, yeah, I do, in the blog I write, this has absolutely been coming up and will be more prominent for some people than others, especially if you are in a 4 year, you're going to be really coming to a crossroads here of decisions, fork in the road. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and people will not make them for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. Well, that's good news. Can't make a wrong decision. So sometimes some paths take longer. In yoga, we say all paths lead to the same place, which is basically enlightenment, meaning one way or another, we're going to get there. One way or another, we're going to come to that belief that we are all one, and what affects one affects all of us. So this is that month that maybe you can go this way, and these are going to be your experiences, or you could go this way and these are going to be your experiences. So when you are not sure, invoke your team, your guardian angels, your guides, your spirit helpers, your teachers, your loved ones in spirit to help you and assist you and give you guidance and signs and help with whatever you're trying to decide. The extended message of this in regards to relationship, and I say this because, again, we're coming off that Mercury in retrograde that had a lot to do with relationships. We're in a 6th global year that is all about relationships, especially our closest ones to us, our spouses, our partners, our kids, our family that we come from, our in-laws, our closest friends, things like that. The 6 years is all about that and all about duty to the relationships and bringing ourself and keeping our balance in our relationships. So I'm going to read the extended message here. You've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Which will you choose? To open up to the possibility of love, or to remain isolated, to go deeper and commit to mutual passion, or to walk away? This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desires and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're willing to do, invest, and give, then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with a relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. All right, that's good. You have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone or ending things because you're afraid of the intensity of genuine connection. All roads lead to the lessons you must learn in your relationships. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on the path to a truer experience of the heart. Again, because we're in a 7 month with that 7 energy, our spirit is going to be in charge of all our decisions. So, not our lower self, not our wounded self, not our little inner child, but our wise highest self, our soul. So we cannot make a wrong decision this month. Okay, going to pick from the Angel Guide Oracle message here by Kyle Gray. So same thing I'm going to ask is, what do the angels want to tell us about this month? What do we need to know from the angel guides this month? Courage and bravery. All right, when we're making decisions, we absolutely need sometimes to have courage and be brave. You have the heart of a warrior. You want to do what's right, but it isn't always easy. Angels are surrounding you in a light of courage at this time and guiding you to do what you know deep down in your heart is right. Being brave isn't about being emotionless. The angels are reminding you that it's okay to feel your vulnerability, and your vulnerability will allow you to tap into even greater inner strength. Angels are always willing to help you feel safe, guided, and guarded. So call in as much help as you need. This is a time to take ownership of your energy and any situation that could be making you feel less than good. And through your courage, you will begin to attract experiences of being respected. Your angels are here to remind you that your soul cannot be tarnished or harmed. It's the one part of your essence that always remains whole, healed, and complete. So if you are feeling the need to defend yourself at this time, angel wisdom is guiding you to back down. You don't need to protect yourself, especially when you have spiritual support. Call on the light of God, heaven, and the angels that protect you. If you feel that you have made a mistake or have something that you need to share, be brave and take ownership of it. Trust that living with integrity will always lead to the greatest possible unfolding of your life, and know that the best gift that you can give the world at this time is your truth. Well, I gotta say, in the written blog that I wrote, these are exactly the messages that I wrote about in this. How your truth shall set you free. How in a 7 month, sometimes we sober up and come to our truth and tell the truth to ourselves about certain things. And then when we know, we can't unring that bell. So then we got to act on that. And sometimes that takes courage. So in other words, say you've been miserable in your job, but you're afraid to leave it. You can't. I got bills to pay. I got people to support, and I don't know anything else. What will I do? I don't know what to do. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. And you come to this 7 month after experiencing last month with all kinds of its Mercury in your face. Are you denying that this job isn't for you yet? How about are you denying that these people are not in alignment with you here anymore? And you come to this month and you're like, you know what? I really realize I can't do that job anymore. It's making me sick. I have headaches all the time, a stomach ache all the time. I don't want to go to work. I have this low energy because I'm just draining myself with stress. And I got to do something about this. I can't sit back anymore because now I'm telling myself the truth on this, and I see it clearly, but I'm not sure of the direction. And so you pray to your angels, like, show me what to do. And sometimes you even have to take a leap of faith, right? You have to give your notice. Now, I'm not telling anybody quit your job before you got a new one, but sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith and trust that the synchronicities and everything else is going to unfold and line up for you. And here's that crossroads. I could stay here and keep going down this path, or I could, make this change and go down this path. And you need to trust that your spirit is in charge this month, and it will make the right decision. It will not give you a guarantee, or it will not prove to you that you're going to be safe. You have to trust it. And when you do, and you follow that, then then everything else lines up, and you get everything better than you can imagine it to be. It works out better than you could ever imagine it to be. Going back to what I said, what if in 1995, October, John asked me out and I didn't say yes because I was afraid, because I had been, burnt in my first marriage, and I felt, too afraid to make that leap, and I was in my comfortability of being single. I wouldn't have the life I have today. And I got to tell you, I love the life I have. So this is the same kind of month coming up. And, it's all about what is going on in our relationships. So that's my little story for right now. So anyway, this month is where everything becomes clear. This is the last paragraph I wrote. This is where everything becomes clear, whether that has to do with our health, our relationships, our work, our finances, all of those things. You're right. Sometimes we need an overhaul in all of those things. So what you need to know and what you may need to do become obvious. That's the beauty of the 7. It may be hard, but that's the beauty of the 7. The truth shall set you free. Be brave enough to act on it is what these cards are saying. We are going to have crossroads this month. So that's it. That's my big message for this month. And oh, and happy Halloween, my favorite holiday. Can't wait. I have this little song I sing to my kids since they're little. I won't sing it. I will spare you that trauma. Anyway, have a good Halloween. It's me, Ro, and I am wishing you peace.